Gordon's got the ground game. It's the coach, and this is Madden 19.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the StubHub Center, 20 miles south of downtown L.A. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Chargers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants me.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jared Davis coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Here's Riddick. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. It's brought in left side by Tate. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally, and then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Jared Davis in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he will try, but he can't. He can't escape the end zone. Gordon is taken down, and it's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
This is taken at the 15. So out now come the Lions. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10, right at the 30. Stafford. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. A gain of 6 there on first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now Riddick. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now Stafford over the middle, complete to Tate. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Stafford on first down. Caught right side, Tate. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. If I had missed him, it would have been a long night. And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 18 yards there, down to the 18 and a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. From the red zone now, Stafford. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score. And the Lions add on to their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Chargers. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. The numbers a week ago from Melvin Gordon. 12 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. Keeps himself upright. Flush to his right. Oh, he sheds himself free. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 3rd down, it's Lindsey. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They've got a 2nd down at 5 here to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Wilson snags it left side. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
And he locates Luke Wilson. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Stafford to the former Seahawk Wilson for Lions first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. He'll be brought down at the 43. Joey Bosa in on the stop.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Stafford, he's going to go up top for the end, and he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Lions are able to grow their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. They'll run it now out of the gun. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to them. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Lions have recovered.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Stafford now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. To throw is Stafford. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now. That's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Again, it's Stafford. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. So on fourth down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will stretch the lead to 3 scores now at 19-0. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Lets it go for Nelson. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a first and goal just inside the 5.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. They'll throw now on the final play. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Reach halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Trying to lay one up deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. J.J. Nelson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They're going to give it to Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now let's look at the quarterback. Matthew Stafford in our play. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? After they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach. And Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2. Here's Stafford. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They go play action here on first down. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still second down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
To throw on second down is Stafford. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. Now, remember, they had 2 last week in the win. Obviously losing here.
Well, you talked about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team, and he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now Benjamin. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger offense making their way back out there. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. A gain of 3, second down. Looking to throw. Going up top. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Quandre Diggs there defensively. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. He sets to fire deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They're going to try and throw. And it is Incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. Well, it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12. He'll look to throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. In the middle of the field, he's got Wilson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And they're going to stop him here short of the goal line with the flag down. Well, this could set up a very interesting decision.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Now back to throw. And he's got it. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll set up to throw. That is caught. It's Benjamin for the Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs. So much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
They're going to look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Dayon Buchanan in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And Wilson has it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone.
Marvin Jones, the 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Prater for the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A drive there of just 4 plays, and the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Lets it go for Nelson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Gone!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to wind up and air it out. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you've got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. They'll look to throw. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw here. That is caught inside the 5. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Lucky 56.
Back to throw again. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers have made this a one-score game. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off the net and getting it to someone who is open.
And out of the backfield gets in for the score. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Set. 180.
On first down, Stafford here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Throwing is Stafford. He hits Riddick underneath. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Lions on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. Here it's 3rd and 2.
180.
Riddick with a carry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Benjamin with it over the middle. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play there for L.A. 51 yards. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A great play there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chargers can now take the lead with the extra point.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Sturgis adds the PAT, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a first down throw. Stafford looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I want to get right back out there and get after them because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Lucky 56. Set. Green.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Stepping up, he'll try and run. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Looking to throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold them to 3 to keep this a one-score game.
Green 39. Green 39.
Now Anthony Lynn, sensing the play clock running out, will call for a timeout. That's going to leave him with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That is caught. It's Benjamin for the Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead.
Brandon, remind me again, this is a rookie quarterback we're seeing?
A rookie indeed.
I mean, because my eyes are telling me something I'm having trouble believing. 5 touchdown passes. He's thrown 5 in this game. Are you kidding me?
And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Now Abdullah, the return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field.
With his guys trailing here in the fourth, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 24. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Kevin Byard, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Chargers in good field position to start out, 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
That one looks like he'll throw here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
All right, here we go.
They'll drop the throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout.
And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
They'll set up to throw. Lets it go for Nelson. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one.
Set. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got a lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now back to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Caught by Nelson left side. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now let's go.
They're going to look to throw. Man open left side. It's Williams. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this is caught for a touchdown. We'll check the flag, but it looked like a clear offsides, and it should stand.
Offside. Defense.
And yes, they want the point, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
They'll look to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, we try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Second and 10, Stafford again. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Dayon Buchanan. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jason Verrett.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. But I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Chargers on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 16. He'll look to throw. Lets it go for Nelson. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Going deep for Benjamin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The fourth down play doesn't work for the Chargers, and the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
One last throw here for Stanford. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play.